let's get started with the show and focus on one of the companies that have come out with some recent announcements, that is NIIT Learnings. Now, they've acquired MST Group, and this is expanding its footprint furthermore in the European markets. So, talk to us about all of this. We have Vijay K Thadani, the Vice Chairman and Managing Director at NIIT Learning Systems, joining in with us to talk to us about just that. Mr. Thadani, good afternoon, and thank you so much for joining in with us. So, obviously, this acquisition is around a 22 million euro acquisition that has come in, expanding your footprint furthermore in the European markets as well. Could you just start by talking to us about what is the anticipated return that we could expect on this investment? When will we start seeing the synergies coming in for NIIT Learnings after this acquisition?
Yeah, so I think they're very excited about this new addition to the family, MST Group, based in Germany, which is, I would say, a mini-me company in the sense they are a smaller version of the kind of services that we offer, very focused on Europe. And while we have been operating and working with European companies for a long time, about 30% of our current business comes out of Europe and through European companies. But I think having a footprint and an operation within Europe itself, I think, gives us some very significant advantages. Very importantly, it opens a new segment for us, which we have not been very strong in, which is auto and industrial. And I think Germany is the perfect place for that. Obviously, I talked about the country, and I think it brings some specific capabilities in terms of a platform, as well as in terms of the Quick Start Learning Academies, which is a special feature which this company brings. So I think our excitement comes from the fact that this furthers our objectives in Europe and is consistent with our stated philosophy of adding new companies in our fold, as well as it makes sure that we can leverage the capability that we have built in driving AI in learning. And I think we will have, therefore, much more opportunity to demonstrate what I call a pole position that we have today in utilization of AI and generative AI in revolutionizing the way learning will take place.
Right. Mr. Thadani, you said, 30%, I think, around of your revenue comes in from European countries. Now, with this acquisition, what could it possibly reach by the end of FY26, FY27? What are we watching out for then? Revenue from European.
Yeah. So I think at this point of time, this acquisition itself will add about 20% to the work that we do from Europe. It's a relatively small company. I told you it's a mini-me, that's how we define, but with very specific capabilities. But I think what we can do together as we go forward is what is exciting us. And I think as we enter the auto and industrial sector, the large capabilities that NIIT Learning Systems has added to the specific capabilities which MST Group has, I think can give us a significant acceleration as we go forward. More about it as we start working together and consolidating, but I think as a strategy, it looks very good to us.
Okay, all right. Well, Mr. Thadani, what about the addition to margins? Once you do integrate the acquisition, what would it be in terms of margins for you all?
Yeah, thanks for asking that question. It's a margin accretive. It's a margin accretive as well as a profit accretive acquisition. So because it's a profitable company, it's been around, stable team, and very committed and very specialized team. So I think we should be able to maintain that trend. And our margins are in a similar range, while there will be an accretion to margins. But I think overall, we should be in a similar or slightly better position as we go forward.
Okay. So when you mean similar to slightly better, your margins in FY25 were at 21.5%. Your profit was at 227 crores. Give us a sense in terms of where you would be post the integration of this acquisition, say on an exit rate for FY26?
I think you'll have to wait for 2-3 weeks. Our quarterly results are due very soon, and we are in a quiet period. So I think at this point of time, I can give you a qualitative as well as qualitative coverage of what this company does and how it will help us.
So I'm not going to...
I think is 2 weeks away.
All right, I'm not going to probe you more on that then. We'll wait by for the quarterly numbers. But when you talk about AI, how exactly is it going to be integrated into this particular acquisition and hence into the company as a whole?
Yeah. So let me take a minute to just say that learning the way it is delivered today stands to get changed very dramatically with generative AI. We are at this point of time, our customers are treading the path cautiously because there are a number of issues involved, but the excitement is building up. In terms of capability, I think NIIT Learning Systems, I use this term pole position. We've done some very good work and have some very good use cases and proof of concepts. And I think this should help us in improving both the effectiveness of every service that we deliver as well as the efficiency. Now, as MST Group is in similar businesses or similar offerings, I think in each one of those offerings, addition of generative AI, we will be able to get much more out of our effort than we are getting so far. So I think to that extent, that's an excitement which will benefit the customers to become more productive and have their workforce more responsive and productive, as well as deliver personalized learning to each one of them, as well as organize themselves in a way that they can deliver operations across international boundaries in multiple languages. So I think those are some of the important benefits that generative AI brings, and I think we will be able to take advantage of those.
Okay. Mr. Thadani, obviously, this is what I'm looking at it as of March 2025, right? Net cash was at around 703 crores. So obviously, this is going to be a cash deal that has taken place, right, for the company, 225 crores. Anything more in the pipeline with the remaining cash that you all will have? What are you looking out for, more acquisitions that we could expect?
Always. We are always on the lookout because that's what this fund has been created for. When the demerger happened at that time, we were very clear that we will use this for inorganic growth as well as specific growth initiatives within the company. We've been very cautious in the usage of money because of the volatility in the market. But I think we are very committed to adding more. And you've been seeing as a group, we've been adding an acquisition every now and then. More to make sure that we add a new segment or a new capability or enter a new geography. So I think if it meets those guidelines, we are very happy to work with others. And of course, integration involves making sure that the workforce gets completely aligned and on the same path as the company has envisioned for itself.
Right. Just the last one from me, Mr. Thadani. Given that, those geopolitical tensions or across the globe, we're not seeing any sort of a certainty that's still coming, right? How has the trend been so far? Is it still a bit muted overall in terms of demand trends?
The overall uncertainty in the market, I think you report every few minutes, so you don't need to hear it from me. The overall uncertainty is high. Yet there are bright sparks. Just before I was waiting for my turn, you were talking about NVIDIA and the $4 trillion. So there is an excitement, but behind every excitement, there is an uncertainty. So we have to cope with that uncertainty and take that for granted. Therefore, every plan that we develop has to have a plan B and a plan C. I think that's the new way of working. Given that uncertainty, we are also reorganizing ourselves, and you have been seeing that over the years, irrespective of the changes which have taken place, of course, there are blips in our performance as well, like it is for anybody else. But I think we are becoming smarter as we go forward.
Okay, all right, Mr. Thadani, we're going to leave it on that note. It's always a pleasure speaking with you, and congratulations on your acquisition. More on the details and the numbers and what the blended numbers would look like in the Q1 numbers once you do release that. We'll take a short break, but remember to tune in.